All right, folks, look, looking at that thumbnail, if I saw that and I was scrolling around and saw it, I'd be here too, right? Today, we finna just make a Mary meat chicken soup. Super easy, large in flavor, and I promise you, for you guys out there that's looking for a way to holler at a girl, say, hey, you really ready to say I do? Make this. Hey, and vice versa. Girls, you do the same. Let's get it. Okay, as always, I like to go over the ingredients and just so you guys can see them, right? There's a few ingredients here, but don't trip. Super easy. Ingredients are available just about anywhere, no matter where you live. The full ingredient list is on my website. That's Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com. There is a little bit of prep work here. So I'm just taking my celery, really dividing it into 3 and just cutting it down. Some of these, it was a little bit on the thin side, and then if I want a little texture, I'll leave them a little bit more thick, right? I'm gonna do half of them a little bit on the thin side because it's really about that flavor. And then now watch this. Once I'm halfway done with that, now I'm finna make it my dice size a little bit bigger. And this will be for the texture. This is for the video, the taste, the texture, you know what I mean? And the presentation. All right, so now I'm gonna bring my chicken in. This is chicken breast. It's already ready to go and already cut down, right? You guys can save a step. You can buy it this way, however you wanna do it, right? But I'm gonna cut these down into 1-inch pieces. The main thing is, no matter what size a piece I make them, I cut them, I just want them to all be about the same size. So I'm gonna do it this way so you can see. Now this one right here looks like it's a little bit bigger, just to put it into perspective for you guys. Look at that. So now we just cut that down, and that'll do it. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I got a little heat under the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and raise this so you guys can see. I start with like a medium flame. Obviously, I'm using the Dutch oven, you know what I mean? This is steel cast iron, folks. Just got a ceramic coating, and then some color on the outside. So it's gonna hold my heat well. That's why these are so popular if you guys didn't know. So I put my hand down here and I just like to feel it spread. Now, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my extra virgin olive oil. I'm just gonna keep this a little bit close, right? After this get a little bit more heat, we're gonna add this. Why? Because we're gonna take our chicken and we're gonna go ahead and brown that. All right, so we just add a little bit to it. Get it in the center. So don't forget, this is chicken breast. Once it shimmers, that lets me know that it's ready to go. I don't know, it's a lot of glare in here, but I can see it at an angle. I'll just wait till it shimmers. I know it's nice and warm down there. This should only take about 30 or 40 more seconds. All right, so now that I know I got enough heat here, but I want to give you guys this little pro tip. If you didn't know, if you put a damp, like your dish towel or whatever you use, you put that down and you put your board on top, it stops this from sliding around so much, right? So I did that. Now we're gonna come over here, add this. Now what I want to do is I move it around so it'll pick up any of the extra virgin, right? And that's garlic infused. You can see right out the back, as soon as it get hot. Look at that. See how it's starting to turn white? We're not trying to cook this all the way. What we're trying to do is we're trying to brown this, folks. So now I just want to make sure I got as much contact with the heat surface as possible. Now with this chicken in here, for those of you guys that have this, have the A seasoning from my Level Up series, I add a little bit this to it. It might look like I put a lot in there, but it's not. It's just something to give it, a hint of some flavor. Right, so we'll go ahead and continue to brown with this in here also. So remember, we just putting some color on it and cooking it down just a little bit, just to get a little bit of the browning effect. Now don't forget, this is a soup, so it's gonna finish, continue, and cook throughout and stay nice and moist inside of the soup. Now, you see this right here? Look at that. You can see my seasoning on there. That's the A. And then I can tell you, one of the cool things is about, getting the seasoning from myself. It's not just get one for that particular recipe. The A, I use it almost daily along with the Creole Kick. So this is the kind of things that I do. I give you guys more than 100 recipes to use, the seasoning that you purchase, from me. I just give you, like usage, that's all. Okay, so we got a little bit more prep to do, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dice down these onions. I mean, you guys know how to dice them down. I don't have to show you guys this. I'm gonna make one little cut down here, one little slice, bring it back, get it all like that, and I'll just go. Now, after this, I'm gonna go ahead and do my carrots. And then we all know that I'm a mince. I don't have to tell you guys that. Here we go. Now I got these little baby carrots. I just dice them down. You just want them all to be about the same size. They're gonna lose a little bit of the size, to them anyway, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna saute them. They're gonna soften up. And as we move these around inside the pan, the edges kind of like just dissolve, but most of all, it gives it that little bit of flavor though. And really, it's a combination of all of this that you see that I'm doing right here that's right. Only thing missing is that bell pepper, folks. Okay, so now that I got all of this diced up and it's ready, right? You know that I'm not finna dice mince none of my garlic because I'm gonna use my press. But I gotta say this right here. This goes out to Lois and Richard and Deal. And I believe, it says Edmond, Oklahoma. Thank you. You know what? She sent this out because she sees me take my knife all the time and I'm scraping it and putting everything in there. She went ahead and found one of these for me so I can just go ahead and, do it like this. You know what? I just want to say, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. And you will see this in my videos because this actually has a bigger footprint than my knife. So let's work. Thank you. All right, now, you know the minced garlic time, right? This is the part that puts that smile on my face. And then if you look down there, because we putting this in this hot pan and we don't want to like hot pot, we don't want to burn it, right? So I always put my minced garlic on top. So therefore I can do whatever I want to do. I can continue to talk. You know, we can get some of this right here, push this down, right? Because we're going to mince all of that. That's the good garlic. And I'm going to take my last one, do the same thing here. Oh yeah, look at that. And then once I put it on top, now we go ahead and let it hit. Right now, don't forget, once it touches at the bottom of it, right, you can smell it right off the back, so you know it's working. Now, I want to check my fire. Look where I'm at. I'm on a low right now, right? So we don't want to burn nothing. We still want to saute. That's fine. I'm going to bring these sun-dried tomatoes over here into the mix. You know why? Because I'm going to cut just a few of these. I want to kind of like break these down just a little bit more. And then talk to me, guys. You see me working on my board all the time. Do you guys like to collect boards or anything like that? I think I'm gonna do a giveaway soon. I'm gonna do a custom board, you know, for somebody. Maybe I'll do a few so a few people can win. Now you guys can use whatever. You see that I was using my wooden spoon, you know, with the square edge on the bottom. Now I just switch to this. Just whatever you guys prefer. You know, I'm going to be doing a video this holiday season telling everybody what they need. You know, what should be in every kitchen anyway. Man, just smell that. Now, I'm gonna come with my seasoning. It's nothing but Italian seasoning, folks. You know, we put that in there and we're gonna cook that down in there also. I don't want it to like float around on no liquid or nothing like that. Cook it in, you know, all of these flavors married together. If I hadn't said it already, don't forget, right here, I got my hot soapy water right there. I just dropped my little dishes in there. Now, after about maybe, let's just say we went a minute or so, you don't see no black spots or nothing like that. So that tells me that my minced garlic is right. Now we're finna come with our flour, right? So we gotta cook that flour taste out of there. There's a lot of little liquid in there that you didn't see, but you wanna move this around, let it get nice and hot. And just, like I said, you wanna cook that out of there. So we'll just keep moving this around just like this. Now I got a little pro tip for you. You get right here and they get a little dry on you, go ahead and put about a dollop of butter in here. Okay, so now we're gonna add a couple tablespoons of tomato paste, right? I got these little small Tupperwares, folks, because you know when you buy that tomato paste, you know, you get that little small can or whatever size can you get. You really can't put too much in there. That'll be enough for me. Don't forget the full ingredient list is on my website. That's Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com. Now, please don't expect for this to hit this oven, right? And it's just gonna melt. That's not how this works. I know, hear a lot of people, and I see it in the comments. We just get this in here. We just warm it up, right? So let me put this back, get it set up to go back in the refrigerator. Now we move on to the next. Now we're just gonna add this to it. Now, before I put that in there, I want you guys to look at the bottom. We wanna get all of that up. And the only way we're gonna get that up is when you start adding this here, right? And remember I told you we was on low. Now I'm gonna go ahead and raise this up just a little bit. We wanna be like a medium high. Why? Because I wanna see myself get up to a boil. Okay, so I want you guys to come in here and take a look at the inside of this. Okay, so we already boiling. We rolling right now, if you see that. I want you guys to look right here on the top. See how it's pushing everything over here? Them layers of flavor, that's seasoning, right? Now we had our Italian seasoning separated, if we follow the instructions right. I'm gonna go ahead and just add this in here right now, right? It's a difference though, folks, whether you put it in here or if you cook it in. That's why we divided it up. We cooked some in with the veggies, right? Got it in there. Ooh, man, do you smell that, y'all? And yes, I'm still working on smell-o-vision, folks. Okay, so now you can see it like this, and it got like a slight hint of something trying to become a little thick, right? But check this out. Remember that? Right, we're gonna go ahead and add this. Now look, I wanna show you this. You see this right here? I gotta show you, that's flavor. I did a video one time and I was trying to overthink, and I actually didn't put my liquid, everything that had like dripped off, and you know, like when everything settled, and then somebody said, AB, you know you're supposed to put all that in there. I do know, you know what I mean? But that was early in the game. You know, I was just trying to do everything right. Whether it was cooked through or not, I see all of them are white. Tell me they all had a little heat on, then we get them going. Now, I know we're gonna have to address this. Now I want you guys to take a look. This is what I'm gonna be using. I could have made these before that, but you don't wanna do that. You know why? Because I wanna use the liquid that's in here and I wanna infuse that into our pasta. And I want you guys to just take a look. Let me put them in this hand right here. They ain't nothing but like little pasta seashells, right? And don't forget, they're gonna hold a little bit of the soup too. You see where I'm going. So now I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in here. I already got this back up to a nice little simmer, right? Now we only gonna go for about 25 minutes. By us putting the pasta in here, it's gonna absorb some of this. For one, it's gonna absorb some of the flavor. Now, if you look over here on my cutting board over here, this is how it's gonna roll. When that's done, we're gonna go ahead and add our heavy cream. We're gonna introduce some spinach to it. And then you guys know what this is. This is parm. I'm gonna show you how to finish this and we're gonna go hard. All right, now look, I'm gonna tell you this part right here. I have not lifted this up. I think after about 5 minutes, I did take a look at it, which it wasn't nowhere near where it's gonna be right now. And I ran my square edge around the bottom just to make sure, and I checked my fire, right? So let's look at it. If I was to gamble right now for the amount of pasta that I put in there, listen, I put this here. Now you guys have already looked at the website and you saw that I said 6 to 8, cups of chicken stock / chicken broth, right? So let's open this up and let's just see if those noodles absorbed everything. Oh, look at that. Let me run this across the bottom. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together, folks. Now, I'm going to add myself just a little bit more, chicken stock to it. It's still nice and hot. I just want to see it just a little bit, because don't forget, if you look at the title, it does say soup. Because the way it was right there, I'm going to give you a heads up. You could have left it like that and got yourself some white rice, and oh my God. Oh, and some cornbread. And I'll just say one thing to you. Night. But we want this to be a little bit more soupy, right? So I just add some of this to it. And you can smell it right out the back. You know you done created something magical. That was cold because that was in my refrigerator. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise my temperature up. Let's get this back to a boil. Then we're gonna go ahead and finish this off. Okay, so look, this is what we got. I keep it all lined up because these are the last 3 ingredients we gotta add to it, right? Now that I added a little more chicken stock to it, I'm liking what I see. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit. We got another little simmer going. Yeah, I can't wait to try it. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna start adding some spinach to it, right? Now that look like a lot of spinach, but those of you guys ever worked with spinach before know that when you put this in here and it start getting hot and all of that, it gets so small, gets a little bit stringy to it. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say the wrong thing, you guys. Just you'll see what it does, right? So we're gonna get this in here. I'm finna come with the cheese. And I'm gonna add my milk last. But look at that right there, and I can hear it. Look at that. Look at the footprint of it now. All right, now I got my parm. Look, we finna grade. Now we're gonna add this to it. I'm gonna put about a cup of parm in here. You guys can put more in there if you want like to. You guys use this part and do it how you want to. Anywhere from like 3/4 to a cup would be good for myself. You know what I mean? Again, if you guys wanna add more to it, go ahead. And then check this out. I love having this right here because I'm able to grade. Everything goes down there. I don't have to do all that work, trying to remeasure and all of that. Get yourself one of these, folks. Make your life so much easier. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but you hear that? You hear that rolling boil over there? Boy. Here we go. Start adding this in here. Ooh, look at that. I know, folks. I know. I love saying that. You guys be thinking like, dang, this cat get to eat all of that good food. Look at that. And some of y'all don't even do the spinach, but you will now. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my milk to it. Now watch the color. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to quit playing. Let's go ahead and get this in here. Because I'm only going to let this cook for about another 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Let this heat this up. Work those that spinach down just a little bit more. Would you see that right there? That's that $1 million, folks. Oh, my God. All right, so come on in there and take a look at this right here. Obviously, I got my bread with it, right? You guys serve it with any kind of bread you want. I like garlic toast. You guys can see, now look, it's a little bit on the thick side. Let's come on over here and look. This kind of like, when you say soup, you can add yourself any more broth to it. You know what I mean? You can put chicken, whatever you need to do to loosen this up to make it to the thickness that you would like, or the desired, what is that, would it be wetness or whatever you want to do? But I do say this is still a soup, right? So with me digging over here, I'm finna go in here and get this carrot. I saw a little spinach. Oh, and we got some chicken. You see that right there? Look, if that's not creamy, I don't know what is. You know the next thing I'm gonna say? Cheers. I guess it wouldn't be right if I just re-hit that, huh? But don't trip. Hold on. All right, folks, look, I'm not finna fake or do nothing like that. Listen, this right here is just fire. And you know what? We all done heard the term or heard the sentence, down goes Frazier, right? You eat this, with this garlic bread right there. I don't know what you're gonna wash it down with. You guys let me know down in the comment section below. What you drinking? Is it sweet tea? Is it some of that banging Kool-Aid or what? After you eat that, I promise you, this is finna stop you dead in your tracks. Now, if you guys make this, don't forget, like as always, I like for you guys to come back, tell me what could I have added to this to make this, a little bit more over the top. And with that being said, if you new, this is what I want you to do. Don't forget to hit that like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there. There's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And if it look like I'm a little bit discombobulated, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. But I do know for sure, I'm about to eat. I'm out. Peace.